Okay, so we created our module, and now the next part of the template gives you ideas of the pages that you might want to think about including inside the module. Remember, whatever you do, you want to make sure that you keep it consistent from week to week. So if you're going to use an introduction, use it every week. If you're going to put due dates in there, make sure you do that every week. So students will get used to that and they'll know exactly what to look for and what to expect from one module to another. So this here says module introduction or overview, and that's just to kind of give students an idea of what's going to be happening over the module. And this is also a good place to bridge what happened from one week and what will be happening in the next week. So pull in what they learned from the last module and tie it into what's going to be happening as they move forward. So this is a good place to bridge things. And again, remember that when you include examples and personal stories, it really helps to help students make a connection between what they learned and create new understanding. So stories and examples are good tools to use for students. Also, in the introduction or overview, this is where you could do a weekly video, a weekly YouTube video, and just insert it right into the module. And I'll take you through the steps on that. So again, I'm just going to copy this and paste it in just so you can see what the module looks like with text on the page. So here we are back at the module in Blackboard, and here's the Unit 1 module that we created. I did clean this up a little bit. After I copied it and pasted it, it looked pretty bad, so I cleaned this version up, and I also added topics for the week. I realized I didn't have that in the module, so you might want to address some of the topics along with the objectives and calendar dates. Okay, so from here we're going to open our module. And when we open this, it looks just like our regular Blackboard content areas where you start adding content to your pages. Over here is where you'll see the table of contents start popping up. Anytime I add an item in here, it's going to give me a new link on the table of contents page. So I'm going to click item, and I am going to call this weekly overview. And mine pops up because once I have it in there, it pops up on the drop down. So I'll just click that weekly overview, and then I'll just paste, just for an example, what that's going to look like. Okay, so you just type your overview in here. And I am going to show you, if you want to, how to include your weekly video. Okay, so I'm adding content. If I go up here to this menu above the text box, I have this option. It's called mashups. Now, if that option's not showing, if your screen looks like this, make sure to click this little chevron that's up in the right-hand corner of the box, and that'll pop your menu open. So we're going to use mashups to include a YouTube video, but just know that you can attach documents here, you can insert images, and you can put embed little movies and things in here. But for right now, we are going to use mashups. So let's go to mashup, and we are going to go to YouTube video, and it's going to pop open this box. Okay, so we are looking at this box, and remember I told you when you create your videos to give them really unique names, so when you put them in the search you won't have a hard time for finding it. I am going to remind you of that again. I have my YouTube video, I have the tab open, so I'm just going to pop over to YouTube, and I have my video that I want to embed, and here it is. And what I've been doing is naming my video and then putting by and then my name at the end of it, because that's going to make it really unique when I go to search it. So here is the video that I'm going to look for. I'm going to highlight the name. I'm going to right click and copy, and then I'm going to go back into Blackboard, and sometimes that little box closes up, so you have to open it down here at the bottom. So I'm going to open up my Blackboard search box. I'm going to click and search, right click and paste, and over here I want to make sure I select at least one of the words. I don't know why that makes a difference, but when you think that you would find that entire phrase, it usually doesn't. So make sure you select at least one of the words. Hit go. Oop. Let's try that again. Okay, here is our search box. I'm going to right click and paste at least one of the words. I'm going to hit go, and let's see what happens. And there it is. So here's the video that I'm looking for right here. I'm going to click select, and I'm going to move down to option 2, and I'm going to tell it to embed video. And then I want to show the URL, but I don't want to show all of the other information that comes with it. And that information is what you see right here. We can just leave that in there for now so you can see what that looks like. I usually don't put that in there, but we'll leave it in there. So when I submit this, you will see that it drops in the video. And there's that extra information down here at the bottom that it added. So you still get your URL in there. And then what I usually do is I remove the player controls and this big title that loads up with the video. That's just a personal preference. I don't like that in there. Okay, now one last thing. If you find out after you submit this that your video is not showing up, it could be because you have to add, you have to turn the HTTPs in the code into HTTPS, which is some kind of secure thing in Blackboard. I'm not sure why that happens. So to do that, click this little HTML button, and there are 3 places in here that the YouTube video shows up with HTTP. Usually right at the top where you embed the video. So you're looking for source, HTTP, you're going to add an S. If you go down to the lower part of the list, there are 2 more HTTPs. Here's one right here. I'm going to add an S here. And here's another one right here. And I'll add an S there. And I'm going to update. And then when I submit this, my video should show up. And there it is. Okay, so that's one way to get the embedded video inserted into Blackboard. Let me show you the other option. I'm going to edit my weekly overview. I'm going to put my cursor down below my embedded movie. Let's go back to mashup. Go to YouTube video. This time we're going to go through the same process. We are going to pick at least one of the words, hit go. There's my video. I'm going to select it. This time I'm just going to leave it as a thumbnail. And the other option is text link with video. Text links with player. So I'm going to do thumbnail, and we'll show the URL, and we'll keep the information in there and submit it. And I'll show you what that looks like. So it just gives you a little thumbnail and a link to the movie. Now when I submit that, that should pop right in there. I know embedding it is a little bit of a hassle if you have to go through and put those S's behind the HTTP in the code, but I think this is so much easier for students to be able to go through and watch a movie that's already embedded right in Blackboard. So those are two options for you, and that is the weekly overview.